Yeah, it's a good reminder. In the middle of a thing, say.
Sure.
Hi, welcome to Urban Goes Green, and for another week. And I'm here with Gordon Young from Urban Reforestation, and today we're going to be talking about what it is to be sustainable in your everyday life. What does that mean? So, Gordon, what do you think it means?
Well, it's a bit of a buzzword these days, isn't it? It's got so many meanings, or so many people use it for so many things, but it's a bit unclear, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
I suppose for me, it's really about doing the best you can, and not wasting, essentially. So, a little bit simpler than...
What about the social part, though? It's more like, I see it as being also about connecting in your community and helping each other out. So, I mean, we've got a permaculture garden here at Urban Reforestation, and so that's about how, you can place different plants next to one another and then they grow better. And I suppose in the same way, like if you apply sort of permaculture philosophy and principles into community context, it's about, making connections between people to, create a creative community and a vibrant community.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It is often used, sustainability. A lot of people only associate that with the environment and with growing things or with making things and energy use and stuff like that. But it is much bigger than that, isn't it? It's not just about surviving.
Yeah.
It's about growing and being as good as we can be. And you think about just a pair of scissors, like building community. How many people... sometime during your week you're going to need a pair of scissors just to cut a piece of paper, but how often do you use them apart from that? And everyone else in your building also has a pair of scissors, because at some point they'll need that pair of scissors as well. Now, if you have a community going, if you know neighbours and you're not afraid to go and knock on the door and say hi, well, you only need one pair of scissors, so that it is all interconnected. You get to know your friends and family, you feel a happier person, and at the same time you don't have to spend so much.
Do you know much about the Let's system, the Let's bartering system?
No, I haven't heard about that at all, actually.
Well, it's something here that we're thinking about doing at some point down the track in the Docklands, and it's an initiative where you're essentially bartering with skills. So if you're a hairdresser, say, and I'm what could I be? A gardener. You could cut my hair and I could do your garden. And so you're not actually spending money, but you're setting up this really dynamic sort of system, Let's system. So keep an eye out for that one. And there's someone from ANZ called Jenny, who was talking with me about it yesterday. And she actually was involved in it in Queensland, and I think it could be something really interesting to apply here at Urban Reforestation. So on that note, we're talking about sustainability, and if we're going to tie it back to Urban Reforestation. We're in a very urban area here, Gordon, as you know. So how can you create sustainability in an urban context? In particular, what do you think you could do to make that happen?
Well, yeah, it's a bit of a challenge, isn't it, really? Because, so often if you think about the things that sustainability implies, you think growing your own food, you think about, cycling to work and stuff like that, but you can't really grow food in an urban area. Well, at least that's what you think, but that's what urban reforestation is about. Sustainability is just about using less, getting more out of what you already have, and, being a happier person as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah, in an urban area there's challenges, but there's opportunities as well, Yeah,
I think there's great opportunities in the Docklands because there's so many people, so there's so much opportunity to, do things like create community gardens and get involved in that side of things, but also meet one another at the same time. So it's sort of, there's a double catalyst, and I think that's what this project so far has been achieving. So that's pretty good, isn't it, for what we wanted to cover today? Did you have anything else to say?
Look, if you have any questions, I know it's still a bit of an ambiguous situation, but just come down to our eco shop down on 71 Merchant Street and have a chat. We're more than happy to talk about this sort of stuff.
Great. Well, thanks everyone for this week's edition of Urban Goes Green, and we'll see you next week. Bye.